Coming up, Tzu Chi volunteers hold rice distributions in Lesotho for 2 schools and 4 communities. The Tzu Chi school grounds, with an abundance of biodiversity, cultivate students with a deep reverence for nature. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Marilee Shioda. Thank you for joining us. In Lesotho, love from Taiwan in the form of rice has arrived to help the impoverished. The distributions at the 2 schools and 4 communities took place over the course of 5 different days, with the help of local volunteers and community members. As residents live far apart from one another, the community aid distributions were held at 14 different points. All of the events were conducted in the same spirit of Tzu Chi. Rice from Taiwan has arrived in Lesotho to be given to the needy. It will be given to students of 2 schools as well as residents of 4 communities. At Manyatsam Primary and the nearby Lady Brand Public School, Tzu Chi volunteers are giving each school 1,000 bags of rice. The students from both schools excitedly help move the rice to prepare for the distribution. When Lesotho volunteers arrive at the distribution sites, they first hold a prayer service to express their gratitude. The 4 communities receiving rice are Matuken, Makauti, Machache, and Nazareth. In total, 4,931 households from 85 villages are benefiting from the love of Tzu Chi.
When I'm hungry, I cook, then I eat. Taiwan City.
Knowing that Tzu Chi is a Buddhist charity from Taiwan, local residents greet volunteers with an Amitofo and a bow to express their appreciation. Through learning of Tzu Chi's ideals, Lesotho residents have a deep understanding of what it means to give sincerely. This time, Tzu Chi volunteers also encouraged them to adopt a vegetarian diet to save the planet. With the love from Taiwan, the rice from Tzu Chi not only helps feed the hungry, but also shares a bit of Tzu Chi's humanitarianism with the local residents. In appreciation of Tzu Chi's donation of rice seeds to their village, the farmers at Xuan Na Guen are repaying the kindness by saving handsful of uncooked rice for donation. Now even villagers who do not grow rice themselves are joining in this kind act.
The villagers of Xuan Na Guen sing and dance in the rain to welcome Tzu Chi volunteers. Today is the day to donate rice to Tzu Chi once more.
My grandparents would save a handful of rice every day. My grandma said when we sold the rice, we would have money to buy flowers for the Buddhas, to give offering to the Buddhas and the monks, and to help the needy. I always remember it. I haven't saved any rice for a long time, but now, starting with Wu San Tian, we have started saving rice again.
Those who don't grow rice do not have the coin banks, so I'll buy containers in similar size and give them to them, so they can also save rice. I can never give out enough of them, but I'm happy to do it.
Love is something we can never directly measure. 220 villagers of Xuan Na Guen use their donations of rice to prove that point.
Tzu Chi volunteers are known to spread kindness wherever they go. One Tzu Chi volunteer, Huang Yanxian, had traveled to Taidong's Shanlan to help post-Typhoon Nepatak. However, when she went home to Taipei, her heart remained in Taidong. Thus, recently, she revisited to check up on the residents' well-being.
The typhoon has left Taiwan for 2 weeks, but Tzu Chi volunteers are still helping people there. They also want to know how the locals are using the portable beds the volunteers gave to them.
I can sleep with this. Sometimes this can be pulled up as a chair. This is very convenient.
Normally, chairs don't have holes, so they are hot, but this one has wind underneath, so I feel this is cooler.
Born in Taiwan, Tzu Chi volunteers Huang Yanxian went to Taiwan to clean up the disaster areas. After she returned to Taipei, she worried about the typhoon victims, so she came to Xianglan village again.
After I left them for a week, I want to know how they are doing. I want to chit-chat with them to see if they are safe and how they spent their days.
Constant caring and love will bring them much more warmth and hope.
For Tzu Chi volunteers, care is never ending. In Suzhou, China, a senior who makes a living by selling cardboard still manages to donate some money to Tzu Chi. Let's take a look at the selfless giving.
In this small wooden house, there are no electrical appliances, but only a plank bed and piles of cardboard which the owner sells for a living. Despite impoverished living conditions, Mr. Wu has donated about $4 of his savings to contribute to society.
We appreciate Senior Wu's help.
Even though the donation is just a little, his act is full of kindness and love. He also donated this bag of plastic bottles to Tzu Chi. The Wujiang community is located in a remote village and many residents come from poor backgrounds, many are willing to help others through recycling at the local recycling station.
It's not easy. It's really not easy. We appreciate your kindness.
89-year-old Fan Bao Na has to take care of her paralyzed son, but she never complains about her situation. Instead, she is glad she still has the ability to take care of others.
It doesn't matter if it's $2 or $3. Every little bit comes from my heart.
By giving to the less fortunate, residents in Wujiang community know the true value of giving.
To promote the benefits of vegetarianism, Tzu Chi Volunteers provides vegetarian meals every Monday for 1 month to different organizations. Recently, they brought the program to the staff at National Taiwan University Farm.
Today we have vegetarian cut filet, green beans, king oyster mushrooms, fried peppers, broccoli, and shredded bamboo shoots. It's all food without additives.
Tzu Chi volunteers have prepared nutrient-rich and delicious vegetarian lunchboxes for the staff members. In this conference room of the NTU farm, these staff members are gladly having a vegetarian meal, while Tzu Chi volunteers are promoting the benefits that vegetarianism can have on the environment and one's health.
Having the meat diet, such as eating beef, is neither good for our health nor the environment.
This farm puts emphasis on health, nature, and environment, so I think it's more successful to promote vegetarian diets here.
A variety of fruits and vegetables are planted in this 5-hectare NTU gardening farm.
Since 15 years ago, we have been promoting a health diet filled with vegetables and fruit. By doing so, we can lower the acidity level in our blood. Vegetarianism is better for our health.
Tzu Chi volunteers offer vegetarian meals and a gathering to NTU Farm 1 day a week, hoping to encourage staff members here to carry out the act of environmental protection. Confronting the environmental issues that the world faces today calls for new approaches to education that will have a long-lasting effects over generations. Fortunately, such approaches are showing great promise among elementary, middle, and high schools where they have been introduced. In today's broadcast, we'll take you to visit Hualien's Tzu Chi Senior High School affiliated with Tzu Chi University and see how they are making environmental awareness and appreciation a core principle in the school's curriculum. This magnificent green environment is home to an abundance of biodiversity. You might think you walked into an arboretum, but this is actually the grounds of Tzu Chi Senior High School, affiliated with Tzu Chi University. The school grounds are shared between the natural world and the local community. For people, plants, and animals alike, the area is kind of a sanctuary.
The affiliated high school of Tzu Chi University was originally conceived of as a green campus. We wanted to design the school with ecology in mind, so we introduced a lot of plant species to the grounds. Here we have Taiwanese rain trees and Formosan ash trees. The Taiwanese rain tree is a habitat for stag beetles. They can both thrive here. The Formosan ash is also a habitat for beetles.
越来越热的情况下，就会越来越多的虫出现，所以这个跟扁锹没有影响，所以你不用排除它。
The grounds offer students a perfect environment to interact with and learn in nature. The task of students this semester is to help the local beetles repopulate.
We are stringing up wires around the trees to put a net around them. We want to protect the beetles and keep people from bothering them.
别人比较不会去干扰到它。
它有什么样的特性？
它行动缓慢，然后很喜欢睡觉。
所以你现在帮它盖什么样的家？
让它觉得很舒服的家。
These activities let students to observe and interact with nature in hopes they will cultivate an appreciation for all varieties of life.
As they grow, the students will never stop developing their abilities of reasoning and problem solving. People learn through their mistakes, so it's good for them to have these kinds of experiences.
The ecosystem covering the 15.8 hectares of school grounds possesses an abundance of life. It is perfect for integrating aspects of environmental ethics into education. Now that the land has been acquired, a reverence for nature will be cultivated and passed on from generation to generation.
It's not that we are following directives of the government or the Ministry of Education or environmental groups when we consider this course element. Rather, this has developed from Tzu Chi essential principles concerning the environment. The children know that even as children, they have responsibilities. They want to improve society and improve the world as well. Only if every person has the desire to do something will we actually be able to make the change happen.
这个马滩湿地，它是一个内陆型的湿地。
By drawing from nature itself, students can develop a lifelong and positive appreciation for the natural environments of our planets.
To calmly observe the natural world from within nature itself. This is how a person develops a harmonious relationship with nature. You must observe it yourself and appreciate it directly to achieve this realization. This is one of the greatest realizations of one's humanity.
Ultimately, the goal of the school is to help students realize that as humans, we are not separate from the environment. With such understanding, students will grow up with love and appreciation for the natural world that we all share. In Miaoli, the Hope House is offering remedial classes during summer vacation with over 40 students enrolled in the course. The children all come from single-parent homes, immigrant families, or are children being raised by grandparents. The founders of the program are Mr. Zhang Tianmiao and his wife. They chose to start the program to help disadvantaged families and relieve some of the burdens of parenting.
欢迎你们。
去洗手，我们要准备吃点心了，快点。
This is the Hope House located in Miaoli, Taiwan. Over 40 students are enrolled in summer courses here that are made available for students coming from disadvantaged households.
All of their parents are working day jobs. Actually, some of the students' parents are immigrant mothers who have to work until 7 or 8 in the evening. Sometimes the kids would flip tables, start fighting, or run outside and make us chase them.
Since many students do not receive proper care at home, they are often unruly and misbehave. However, teachers here use love and patience to get through to the children.
Before, they would be hard-headed and then deny it, but now they are doing all their work like good kids.
来，我想到来，你来帮老师改考卷。
This is my helper. Look, see how much he has written?
就是跟我说，
She taught me that the best way to solve problems is always to solve them without violence.
不要用暴力。
The goal of the program is to give students a stable, caring, and enjoyable atmosphere to develop without any enrollment fees. When the program first started, Mr. Zhang simply advertised by word of mouth.
我来介绍一下啊，他是谁？年纪比你们大很多，可是他很天真。
The idea for the program developed after Mr. Zhang suffered hardship as a parent. His first daughter was born with a genetic disorder and passed away after only 4 months. Then, his second daughter, Xin En, was born with Down syndrome. This experience led Mr. Zhang and his wife to the decision that they would offer a program to families and children in need to share their own compassion with other families in Miaoli.
At that time, my heart was very heavy. My daughter is the reason that I have such compassion for these kids. Caring for them feels just like caring for my own daughter.
感觉我去关心这些孩子，好像同时也去关心我的女儿。
Director Zhang can always be seen shuttling children into the classroom and looking after everyone.
都写完了吗？还没有，要加油啊！
以前会冰斗。
现在是小淑女。
This class period, children are listening to an African drum. The school director is giving the children a lively atmosphere to enjoy.
知道会去感恩呐，愿意跟人家。
We hope that the students studying in this environment will learn things like gratitude, cooperation, and to always face situations with a positive mind.
环境里面，他能够去学会这些。
The classes have been running for 9 years already. Every month, expenses have to be paid to keep the program in operation. Despite a tight financial situation, Mr. Zhang is positive about the program and says whatever difficulties there may be, this is his calling and he will do whatever is necessary to keep the program running for the children who need it.
A resident of Geelong, 79-year-old Mr. Jiang lives on his own. Recently, his landlord wanted to sell his property, so he asked Mr. Jiang to move out. As the senior has had 2 strokes and isn't as agile, he has had difficulties in finding a suitable new place to live. Not knowing where else to turn, he reached out to Tzu Chi. The items in these large plastic bags are not trash, but belongings of grandfather Jiang. He sorted them out in preparation for moving day.
The landlord suddenly said he wanted to sell the house, so he wanted the senior to move out immediately. The senior had looked for a place on his own for a while, but couldn't find one, so he called us for assistance.
Once Tzu Chi volunteers got the call, they quickly looked for a new rental for the senior. In just 2 days, a suitable home was found. On this day, over 10 volunteers were mobilized to help grandfather Jiang move.
I normally go help out at the recycling station, so moving items isn't too bad. I'm glad to be of service.
The move was done in 2 hours. I'm really grateful. Honestly, it's easy with so many people.
In order to help grandfather Jiang settle in faster, volunteers help adjust his mattress, as well as teach him how to use his washing machine. Volunteers hope he can begin a new chapter of his life here at this new home. Sudden torrential rain in Malaysia's Penang brought severe flooding to many parts of the state. Volunteers from Tzu Chi Malaysia chapter, as well as nurses from Tzu Chi Dialysis Center in Penang, visited disaster victims to help them clean up after the mess. Upon receiving an emergency assignment, nurses changed into slippers. Torrential rain on the 18th in Malaysia's Penang left many areas severely flooded. Hearing a patient's home has flooded, a team of nurses from Tzu Chi Penang Dialysis Center immediately set out to help.
We had originally scheduled home visitations today, but right as we were about to leave, we heard that Shamso's house was flooded, so our plan was changed to help him.
Saya nak mengucapkan
ribuan terima kasihlah kerana
I am very thankful for Tzu Chi's assistance towards us flood victims. The items in my home are heavy and I can't lift them, so I'm glad someone is here to help me. I want to also express my thanks to Master Zheng Yan for her compassion for all beings, regardless of race, religion, or the color of my skin.
saya mengucapkan kepada Master Zheng Yan yang telah mendidik kita untuk tolong-menolong jadi supaya satu keluarga tidak kira apa bangsa sekalipun dan agama.
Meanwhile, at another care recipient's home, Tzu Chi volunteers have also begun to help him clean up after the flooding.
From the unfamiliarity of when we first got here to now, look at how he's joined us to clean up this place. It's such a good feeling.
Working together to clean up after natural disasters, everyone's heart is united. Tzu Chi volunteer Li Shu joined Tzu Chi in 2002 and took on the responsibility of leading a home visitation team for care recipients in 2008. Tragically, in 2008, her only son died in a car accident, and it was very difficult for her to deal with. However, she learned to let it go, and she has since transformed her love for her son into a great love for all, as she continues to lead volunteers in doing Tzu Chi's work.
She takes care of me. She's very good.
Whenever Li Shu comes for a visit, she makes the aid recipient feel very warm.
She helps me a lot. I think of her all the time. When I feel sad, she'll console me.
This elderly man is paralyzed and bedridden, and she has to take care of him alone.
Li Shu joined Tzu Chi in 2002. She always brings a positive outlook when she visits aid recipients. It is difficult to tell she once suffered her own tragedy due to her son's passing.
When I went to the hospital, they asked me to identify the body, and we didn't expect that.
It was not easy to let go of her love for her only son, but she still transformed her sorrow into motivation to care for others as she visits aid families.
When life's affinities end, you must let it go. I will volunteer more and forward the merit to him.
Li Shu has been helping me for years. Some years ago, I couldn't walk, so she always took me to Tzu Chi's free clinic.
She is a role model for other volunteers.
This is how she does it, and it makes me admire her very much.
After Li Shu changed her view on suffering in life, her life has continued to brighten.
We end today's program in Malaysia. Recently, a kindergarten in Petaling Jaya held a charity fair to raise funds for Tzu Chi Dialysis Center. The kindergarten also invited Tzu Chi volunteers to set up a booth to sell Jingsi products and promote environmental conservation. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for your time. Goodbye.